This is Melina with How's Your Mental Health with Melina and Beth, and you are. Who are
Good
you?
morning.
Who
I'm
are
Beth.
you? Okay. um.
It's me.
Today
It's
is gonna
me.
be
It's
today,
Crazy Beth. It's me. It's me.
Beth.
Let us say first of all, we are not trained mental health professionals.
By no means.
We're two crazy friends that chit chat, and actually, we do discuss some of our own mental health and some of the things that concern us, and hopefully, you can get something out of it. And if we can help, Melina, run your little ticker at the bottom of the screen
Oh yes.
that has your email address. That way, if anybody wants to get in touch with questions, they can email you at that address, and you'll
Yes.
get back to them.
And yet, sorry to say, I have not received any emails. And if you want to comment, you are also is
More than welcome.
more than welcome. That's the word I wanted to use. More than welcome to do that as well. Sometimes my brain don't work, and I am very elated today, so my brain's not going to be working very well. Because today our topic is on patience, tolerance, and perseverance. In my opinion, and it is my opinion, and let me stop there before I go any further. If you ever feel triggered or unsafe, please contact your local mental health facility, your suicide prevention hotline. If you need to, you can always call 911. Just please keep yourself safe at all costs. Now let me get
and
back into
and do remember, when we make comments like when we say we crazy, it is not reflective of anyone in any way, shape, or form, or to mean that the word is demeaning in any way.
no, because in
Ta-da.
my opinion, you have to be crazy to get along with me because I'm crazy.
Yeah.
um, as I was saying, patience, tolerance, and perseverance. Those three words, and I do have the definitions that I'll be putting up in a minute. But those three words, in my opinion, go hand in hand. You can't have patience without tolerance, and you can't have perseverance without patience or tolerance. Because as of today, I mean, literally just a couple hours ago, I was in such an anxiety attack that I was in tears. I wanted to do something that I knew would provoke a really major anxiety situation. I wanted to go next door to a restaurant, and I will mention the name in a minute, and order me a meal. Um, but they are generally crowded, and there is generally a 15 to 20-minute wait, which meant I would have to stay inside clustered around a whole lot of people, in my opinion, which I know I have a difficult time with. So, what I did is I sat on the couch. I cried because it was provoking a lot of anxiety. I cried. I'm like, I can't do this. I can't do this. And it's like, I want to do this. So it's like, okay. I texted Beth, asked her to pray that she didn't know what I was doing, but I asked her to pray that I was going to put myself into an anxiety provoking situation and that I could handle it. Of course, she, as a friend, texts back, you can do this, God's with you, you know. Um, I got my Rocky and put him in his stroller, walked next door, and I walked because I didn't want the excuse to go hide in my car while they fixed my meal because it was a carry out. I wanted to make myself stay inside. So I walked over and they held the door while I got Rocky's stroller inside. I spoke with the lady. I told her I deal with social anxiety, that this is really hard. And she took me aside. She took my order. Um, and I can't stand for a long period of time as well. And she got me a chair. She found a nice quiet corner where there was only a couple of people standing, and these two ladies were godsends. I mean, they were really nice. And I sat down. I started petting Rocky. And these ladies started talking, and I started telling about my social anxiety. We talked about Rocky, how he helps me,
Mm-hmm.
and I mentioned my channel. And I mean, it was a very, very pleasant situation. It did not, and in fact, my anxiety actually started dissipating. Is that the word?
Um,
Um,
Dissipating.
Dissipating as I was sitting there petting Rocky, talking to these ladies. And the restaurant that I'm referring to is here in Gastonia. It's on New Hope Road. It's a new restaurant here in Gastonia. It's called Eggs Up Grill. I have their permission to mention their name. It is in with the Food Lion Shopping Center where Sonic and all them are at. And honestly, they are really, really nice people in there. I mean, they really helped me, took me aside, made sure I was okay, So, yeah, I normally don't like plug in any particular business or whatever, but I did want to mention how nice they were to help me on this.
Like I do Milo's sweet tea from Food Line in my David Nino Rodriguez tumbler. Nino's Corner. Whew.
He's crazy. What can I say? Okay. At that, I am going to pull up.
Wait a minute. You got to tell us, was breakfast good?
Breakfast was wonderful. I absolutely loved it.
Good.
And I couldn't. It was a dread walking over there, but walking back, I couldn't wait to get back to call Beth and tell her I actually did it. And I am a little bit proud of myself that I was able to accomplish that. I
It was,
had been able
it
to
was very
phone
much
in
worth it, wasn't
orders.
it? It was
I
worth
had
it, wasn't
phone
it?
in orders, but going inside and place the order and waiting, that was a little bit more hard. And I can't wait to tell people this week.
But worth the wait, right?
It was, like I said, it was scary. I mean, I ain't gonna lie about that, but
Mm-hmm.
it was, what is the word when you, elation, or what is that word? When you
When you get,
feel like you've really accomplished something.
there's all kind of adjectives that you can use for that. Elated.
Elated. That's the word I was looking for.
Oh, okay.
um, I was like walking on cloud nine on the way back because it was like, yes, I did it. I accomplished it.
Super, super, super,
So,
super.
well, I'm going to pull up this thing here so that we can get the definitions of these words up. I like to have the definitions up. So there we are. And I highlighted or put in bold the main part of the definition that I wanted to speak about. And Beth, could you please plug in anything that you may be able to help with? Don't let me do all the talking.
Sure, but you're so good at it.
Patience, the capacity to accept or tolerate delay. Tolerance, ability or willingness to tolerate something. And persistence, firm or obstinate continuation. I think that's what that word means. In a course of action in spite of difficulty or opposition. Now, I'm going to use my anxiety thing today to put this into perspective. Patience and tolerance. I had to be patient with myself and let myself sit on the couch and cry and get through the anxiety before I can actually talk myself to say, yes, I can do this. I had to be tolerant of myself to know, yes, I have this anxiety. Yes, it is something that I deal with. but I had also had the persistence in mind to still want to be able to go through with it. So the patience and the tolerance always came first, but the persistence, that was in the end. Yes, I'm going to do this, regardless of how I feel, regardless that I had to tolerate my anxiety. My patience let me get through the first bit of the anxiety. Now the persistence has to take over so I can accomplish my goal. And that's what I did. And that's how I think the three go together. Beth, do you have any other
Boom.
you have any other ways that the three could go together?
Well, for me, um, as you've said a few times that God put you in my life to teach me patience. And to have that patience, sometimes I have to tolerate 20 million phone calls and a lot of text until I say, okay, you need to breathe and don't call, don't text, breathe. You can do it. I know you can do it. And then the persistence on it is keep telling you, you can breathe, you can do it. I know you can.
Yeah, I can be kind of difficult sometimes. And I'll admit
I'm writing that down on my calendar.
that.
Melina said she could be difficult. All right, I have that
but
written down now.
but she can be kind of difficult sometimes too. That's why we get along so great. But this is what I think goes hand in hand. I really do. I don't think, in a sense, you can have one without the other. I don't think you can be persistent in something without the patience to get through it, because not yet. So you have to be persistent, but sometimes you have to know, even with your persistence, things are going to take time
Yeah,
to
so
accomplish the end.
you have to know at what point just to kind of like sit, stop, and breathe. Which believe that would take us to our next slide.
Go
If
ahead. Let me
if
get
you
this
want
out of here.
to pop that up, it's sitting in the
I got
queue.
it.
Uh, it's a slow process, but quitting won't speed it up, and that's true.
Oh yeah.
And it's not a matter of quitting. It's a matter of sitting down, breathing, taking control of your mind, your spirit, getting it focused. And then when you get up to do it, you've got a little more um, aptitude, maybe, or
Attitude.
better attitude, gumption to pursue and to persevere on to your next goal.
Hmm. Oh yeah. But the thing that I want to point out is when you're sitting down and you're getting yourself focused, you have to tolerate that feeling of I need to get it done now. You know, I don't know about you. Well, I do know, but that's beside the point. I know about me, I have this thing, if I want something done, I want it done right then and there. And sometimes I have to tolerate the situation, be patient in the situation, and let it know it'll get done, but not right then and there.
That's true. That's very, very true. I thought this was a good one that you picked out. It always seems impossible until it's done. And that is so true.
Oh goodness,
Because
yes.
there's a lot of times when I try to accomplish something and it just seems like I can't get it done and I can't get it to come out right. Can't get seem to verbalize it, state it the way that I want to, express the correct feeling even. But once I finally get there, it's like, whew, got it done. Thank goodness.
Oh, yeah. Everything seems impossible. Everything seems impossible until it's done. So, but
Do you want to cue the next one?
I kind of like this one because it's like ways to improve. And I like ideas of how to improve myself when it comes to tolerating something. And number one is accept the simple truth that hassles are unavoidable part of life. And that is so true.
It is.
You will not go through life without having some kind of conflict, some kind of hassle. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter if it's within yourself or within an organization that you deal with, within your job or your family, whatever. You're going to have these situations that you can't avoid.
Mm-hmm.
And practice acceptance in situations that are beyond your control. And I should have had that to be able to bring up, but I do not. Beth, can you cue up the serenity prayer? Because on that, it has a part of accepting what you can't control. Would you be able to do that quick, like?
Sure.
And we'll bring that up, and then we'll come back to that, if that's all right with you. I'm going to remove that for just a minute,
All righty.
and when you're ready, I appreciate you doing that.
Not a problem.
It was just a forethought, a thought that just popped into my mind.
Uh, this one's probably not. It's written in cursive, so it's probably not the best one to pick.
No, we need one in print. You know I can't read cursive.
This is true. This is true.
And it's nothing bad against me. I was just never taught. So here we go. All right. It's the Serenity Prayer. I know all of you have heard this, but to accept the things I cannot change. Right there it is. The very first line was to accept the things I cannot change. And that goes right along with tolerance. Okay. And just to go through the rest of it, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Living one day at a time, enjoying one moment at a time. And a lot of people don't know this part. Enjoying one moment at a time, accepting hardship as the pathway to peace, taking as he did the sinful world as it is, not as I would have it, trusting that he will make all things right if I surrender to his will. There's more to it toward the end that is really good as well if you want to look it up. Knowing this part here from here on up is usually what is said. But if you want to know all of it, go from here down. And it's a little bit more than that, which I think ties it all together, in my opinion. But that's just because of my belief system. But as I said, to accept the things I cannot change. So that is right here. Practice acceptance in situations beyond your control, accepting things you can't change. All right. Realize that you are responsible for your feelings. And that's hard because we always say that person makes me feel whatever. But we give that person permission to make us feel whatever. A
Exactly.
good a guy that I know, he works with me in the mental health facility. This past week told me something, and I really think it hit home is you can't take criticism from somebody you wouldn't take advice from, you know, and that really does make
Mm-hmm.
sense. If you're not going to take advice from this person, why would you allow this person to criticize you and make you feel a certain way?
Don't ever let anybody steal or take your joy.
Exactly. And it is a choice if it happens, you let them do it. Even though it don't
Yep.
feel like it at the time. I mean, Beth was in a situation where this week where she could have let a dog take her joy.
Oh my gosh. That dog was huge. It got me pretty good on the hip.
But she didn't. I mean, she was upset, but when I seen her, after she got some gifts or whatever, she was laughing and having fun. So she didn't let them steal her joy.
Oh no, and I kept things cool with the homeowner
Yeah.
because he was as mortified as I was that the dog was biting me. So
So, and it could always have been worse than it was.
yeah, well, number 4, use constructive, calming statements.
Yes.
Yeah, calm down. The dog was a puppy. He was a 4-foot high giant puppy, but he was a puppy.
Calming statements. You can get through this. It's going to be okay.
Yep. Things go wrong
It's
at
not
times
going to
for
be the end of the
everybody.
world. It's not going to be the end of the world. The world will continue. Just whatever you have to do to get yourself to chill.
Yeah.
Now, what's the next one? Imagine your mind is now. This here is if you have like a really good imagination, which I do. That's why I love this statement. I could see this in my mind's eye. Imagine your mind is like a garden, and your thoughts are like the seeds. You are able to choose what seeds to plant in your garden. You can plant seeds of positivity, love, joy, and abundance, or you can plant seeds of negativity, fear, and scarcity. You
Mhm.
can spend your time caring for the garden of others, or you can work on making your garden lush and beautiful. The more beautiful your garden is, the more you will attract other people, beautiful people. And I think what that's kind of saying is a scenario that I have heard. You have two dogs, one that's negative, one that's good. Whatever dog you feed the most is the one that will grow and get big and strong. If you feed the negative dog the most, that dog will get big and strong and powerful. But if you feed the dog of positivity the most, that dog will get strong and powerful and big. So it's kind of like that. That's what I picture when I read this. How about you?
Mm. Well, when I see it, you can plant seeds. You're able to choose what seeds to plant in your garden. So I see paints, craft projects, vacuum cleaner, spot cleaner. You're not jumping in there to say anything.
I'm waiting to see where this is going because I know you're talking about me.
Melina's so special. She loves doing stuff, but she has to have specific things to do
I
those
I
projects
do.
with.
I do. I had to have a
If
specific vacuum cleaner. I had to have a specific shampooer, a specific spot cleaner. I had to have specific paint, specific paint brushes. I am a very specific type of person. And sometimes these specifics aren't very cheap.
so these seeds are quite interesting sometimes.
But they do
But
keep me calm
they keep her calm. She
and they
grow
keep me happy.
she grows in positivity as a result of it. She grows in love, joy, and abundance. She does her best not to give off any kind of negativity. She does her best to conquer her fears. And yeah, she spends time caring for the garden of others. Me, oh goodness. because my garden is terrible. I
But
mean,
you
some
spend
days
time
it's like,
preparing for others too. So,
but it's amazing though the abundance that you can have and feel in your heart and your life when you do for others.
it is. And
Because
it's not
that's
that I don't deal with my own garden because I am getting a lot better at that. So I can help other people's gardens, so to speak. You know,
exactly.
because it's okay to care for other people's gardens as long as you take care of your own first.
You have to do that.
It's like,
Have to keep yourself grounded and yourself focused, and take time if you need to for your mentalness.
yeah,
Like
you can take a
I've done
mental
it this
health day.
weekend. Yeah, I had to do it this weekend. My stomach got all out of sorts. So I've taken time to be quiet and calm and just
Hmm.
try to center myself.
And I tried to be patient. But
Hey,
patience is not passive. On
mm,
the contrary, it is active. It is a concentrated strength. Too many times I have heard that if you're patient, you are not doing what needs to be done. You need to be gun ho and get things done. But as I said, sometimes stepping back, looking at the whole situation, stepping out of the box, looking at the whole situation can help make a difference in how you're perceiving the situation. You know, if
that's
we're
true.
like, if we're like right here inside the box and all we see is this, this little bit, okay? This little bit, if we're right here inside the box. But if we step out of the box, our spectrum gets this big. So sometimes we have to have patience and just step outside. And that doesn't mean that you're not being active in the situation, it just means you're taking a break.
Cool. You want to cue up the next picture?
Okay. Patience and perseverance. Now, these two have a magical effect before which difficulties disappear and obstacles vanish.
That's
I don't think they disappear. I think they are overcome because they're still there. Because next time I go into a social anxiety provoking situation, that's still going to be there. But now I have in my arsenal the fact that I have overcome it once, which means I can do it again.
mm-hmm.
So I don't think it disappears. I think it just becomes a little bit smaller. Always keep your head up because if it's down, you won't be able to see the blessings that have been placed in your life.
Like when I tell you to look up when you're walking so you don't fall down.
That's not quite what it's talking about.
It's got that well, I saw.
That kind of like goes with that. We'll have to hold on. We won't talk about that until next week because our topic next week is on blessings. So we'll
Super.
save that one. Okay. Is that all of them I sent you?
That's all of them.
Okay. I know it was a lot this week. I think working with three different sort of topics all rolled in together made it a little bit more um, to take in. But I'm hoping it helped you. I know I had to practice all three this week on several occasions, and the most recent one was this morning, which I did overcome. Um, but I do want to say that it's not easy, and you have to be patient with yourself. Above all else, please be patient with yourself. Um, Sometimes you're not ready to take that next leap, and if you try to take the leap before you're ready, it could be disastrous. So you have to make sure you are ready, you are grounded enough to know, yes, I can do this. Yes, I had the anxiety. Yes, I had the fear. But
Mhm.
yes, I can do this.
And you conquered it. Very
So,
proud of you. Very proud of you.
so I guess that will be it. Not much chit chat this morning, but or this afternoon, I should say. I didn't realize it was that late. um, but I hope you all enjoyed the video, and I look forward to hearing from you. Please, I do want to hear from you. Um, we want to hear from you. We like your feedback. It's always nice to hear how we are doing and if you have any topics you would like to discuss. And if we have triggered you in any way, please, please, please contact your local mental health facility, your suicide prevention hotline. And if you need to, call 911. That's what it's there
Mhm.
for. Again, we're not professionals by no means. I think you can tell that by just listening to us that we're not professionals. Um, but anyway, I guess that's it. I hope y'all have a good week and look forward to seeing you next week. And
Be good to you.
bye, everyone.
Bye bye.